नहमदुहु नसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। आज मैं की पॉइंट बेसिक इकनॉमिक कंसेप्ट का डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ और ये जो बुक मैंने लिया है उसका नाम है इकनॉमिक्स ऑन अ कार्ट, कॉपीराइट 1979। अगर किसी के पास ये बुक हो तो आप यहाँ से भी स्टडी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हम आज इकनॉमिक्स के ऊपर कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं ताकि आप लोग सही तरीके से इकनॉमिक्स को जान लें और फिर में आप जाएं तो इसी तरह यू विल सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द ह्यूमैनिटी। सो economics is the study of how people make their living, how they acquire food, shelter, clothing, and other material necessities and comforts. It is a study of the problem they encounter and of the ways in which these problems can be reduced. During the 20th century, substantial economic progress has been made in the United States and many other countries. We are producing much more even though we spend less time at work than did our grandparents. Nevertheless, substantial economic problems remain. Problems such as poverty in the less developed countries and at home, high rates of unemployment and inflation. Economic involves the study of how we can deal with our problem, either through private action or through government policy. In the history of economic thought, the role of government has been controversial. Adam Smith in 1776 called for the liberation of markets from the tyranny of government control. By 1936, John Maynard Keynes was appealing to the government to accept its responsibility and to undertake public works in order to get the economy out of the depression. Important economic goals include the following: a high level equilibrium, that is the achievement of high employment and price stability. B. Efficiency. Allocative efficiency involves the production of the right combination of goods using the right combination of inputs. Technical efficiency involves production with the smallest quantity of inputs feasible while working at a reasonable pace. C. Equity in the distribution of income. D. A satisfactory rate of growth. So these were few basic points which I have discussed, but there are so many economists, they discuss the economics in different angle. According to Adam Smith, the study of wealth is called economics, but Marshall defined the material welfare of society is called economics, and the Robbins told that the resources are scarce. How to utilize these scarce resources to satisfy the unlimited wants? The modern economist told that the scientific study of efficiency and growth is called economics. But according to Dr. Naushad, belong to Agricultural University Peshawar, Institute of Development Studies, assistant professor, he told that anything which present in the universe, they have some relation with human being, maybe positive or negative. These all things study is called economics. There are key concepts: economics, laissez-faire, depression, recession, unemployment, inflation, hyperinflation, allocative efficiency, technical efficiency, poverty, equal distribution of income, equitable distribution of income, growth, complementary goals, conflicting goals. Now come to few questions. According to Adam Smith, invisible hand, we are able to obtain meat not because of the butcher, benevolence, but because of his self-interest. Why is it in the butcher self-interest to provide us with meat? What does the butcher get in return? Second question. Suppose another depression occur like the depression of the 1930s. How would it affect you? Thinking about this question provided a major motivation for the generation of economists. They were appealed at the prospect and determined to play a role in preventing a repeat of the Great Depression. Question 3. The section on equitable distribution of income reflects two views regarding the proper approach to poverty. The important thing is to meet the basic needs of the poor, that is to provide at least a minimum absolute income. The important thing is to reduce inequality, that is to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. These two views are not the same. For example, if there is rapid growth in the economy, objective may be accomplished without any progress being made toward B. Which is the more important objective? Why do you feel strongly about your choice? Why? Question 4. Observe that the downward trend in the length of the work week ended about 1950. Prior to that date, of the gains of the average worker came in the form of shorter hours. But since 1950, practically all the gains have consisted of higher wages and fringe benefit. Why did the work week level out in 1950? Please check this thing in the book and then give the answer. Fifth question. Explain how an upswing in purchases by the public will affect unemployment. B. Inflation. Does this result illustrate economic goals that are complement or in conflict? Suppose question number 6. Suppose you correctly anticipate that inflation will rise to a rate of 15% per year. Nobody else does. How might you make money from your superior inside? As an alternative, assume that most other people also correctly anticipate the 15% inflation. Would this change affect your ability to profit from inflation? Explain. So these were few questions which I have asked, and it is the duty of the student to give the answer in a proper way. Because economics is a that subject which study any problem which come in the universe as well as in the country. So economists think that how to solve this problem. So the economist also study the past, and he also study the present, and he also uh, forecasting for the future. So there are so many variables which affect the life of the human being. Among these variables, the first one is price. When price go upward or downward, they affect the life of the human being. If the people have salary and there are other people, they produce some goods, so the salary people monthly, they will affect highly because their salary are fixed and the price go upward, and automatically they will affect the life of the salary person. So inflation create great problem for human being, but on the other side, inflation increase the price level, and through this way, the producer produce more and they earn more, and through this way they also set the factory, set the industry, and they generate the employment. On the other way, they solve the problem on unemployment, which is the big problem of the economy. So inflation when is below then 10%, then it is good and they not affect mostly the life of the people. But when the inflation, high inflation occur, automatically they affect the life of the salary people, and particularly the poor people who are below the poverty line. So it is necessary for world economists to get the data on everything. But every country economists work for themselves, for their country, and they not care of the world, and they produce those goods which they give more return. So on one side, they solve the problem of their country, but they affect the life of other country people. So sometimes they export the good, and sometimes they import the goods. So when the price of the import increasing and the export increasing, automatically this country is in a good condition, because through this way they will get more remittances uh, from the other country, and they will improve their revenue. So they will invest more money in capital goods, and they will produce more good in the future, and through this way their future prosperity they will gain. So it was a short lecture which I have prepared, and discuss few points about the economics, what is economics, and what the economists do for the country. So please share this video and listen the video um, again and again, and then you will get some point, and the question which I have given, you will answer these questions, and through this way you will learn more. And my name is Dr. Naushad, and I am root development expert, and presently I working as assistant professor in Agriculture University, Peshawar. So this video I have prepared for economic as well as for root development students. So they listen this video and share to their colleagues and subscribe my channel, because later on when I prepare other video, automatically these videos come. Wassalam.